There are 6 stages for establishing prices. Step 1 is the development of pricing objectives. Pricing objectives can vary from one company to another because of different needs and resources. One possible pricing objective is survival. Most companies will tolerate short-term losses if necessary for survival. With this objective, pricing can be flexible. Prices are lowered to increase sales enough to keep the business going by covering essential costs. For a short time, the goal of making a profit is set aside for the objective of survival. For example, an independent retail clothing store has payroll due in a few days, and it does not have enough money in the bank to make payment. It has an inventory that's already paid for, and it's running a big sale. It's selling products below cost. They're losing money on each sale, but the inventory is paid for, so they're generating positive cash flow. In this unfortunate situation, the store's primary pricing objective is survival. Once the temporary crisis is passed, prices should be returned to more appropriate levels. Profit is the goal for most companies, either in actual sales amounts or as a percentage of sales. Economic theory teaches us that profit is maximized when marginal cost equals marginal revenue. To compute the profit-maximizing price, companies need to understand what happens to their total costs as production changes over a relevant range of output. This can require complex financial analysis and may only produce approximate answers. In addition to understanding their costs, companies also need to understand how their sales revenue would change at various alternative prices. Companies may not completely understand the shape of their demand curve, but it can be estimated. Since both costs and revenues are only estimates, the process of applying the economic theory of profit maximization is not a precise science. Return on investment is a profit-related pricing objective that usually calculates profit as a percentage of average assets. Return on investment measures how efficient a company's management is in generating earnings from its economic resources or assets. Return on investment is expressed as a percentage, and high numbers mean the company is doing a good job at managing its assets to generate income. For example, if a company had a net income of $14 million and the average assets were $215 million, the return on assets was 6.51%. Market share can be defined in 2 different ways. The first way is to divide your total sales in dollars by the industry's total sales in dollars. If you wanted to be the market leader, you could try to maximize your sales revenue. This is not quite the same as profit maximization, but you would probably be profitable. The second way is to divide your total sales in units sold divided by the industry's total sales in units sold. Market share for the automobile industry is usually found using the second method. Using the second method, units sold, can lead to some bad decisions. It's easy to simply lower your price and sell more units. Used in the extreme, this could lead you to price your product so low that profits could decline or in extreme cases disappear. Cash flow is different from sales revenue. Sales revenue only shows the amount of money coming into a business through sales. Cash flow shows the total of money both coming into and leaving the company. It's been said that cash is king when it comes to the financial management of a growing company. You have to pay your obligations and you have to collect from your customers. Managing cash flow involves delaying cash payments while encouraging your customers to pay as quickly as possible. Here are some pricing alternatives that can improve cash flow. First, you could offer discounts to customers who pay bills rapidly. Secondly, you could ask customers to make a deposit payment when orders are taken. Third, issue invoices promptly. Don't wait until the end of the month. And fourth, track accounts receivable to identify slow-paying customers, and institute a policy of cash on delivery as an alternative to refusing to do business with slow-paying customers. Status quo as a pricing objective means that you want to keep things as they are. You may be satisfied with your current market share and return on investment. You don't want to use price competition because a competitive reaction may start a price war that would damage your profitability. If your competitive structure is an oligopoly with only a few competitors, you may have a kinked demand curve. The kinked demand curve explains why firms in oligopoly resist changes to the price. If one of them raises the price, then it will lose market shares to competitors. If it lowers its price, then the other firms will match the lower price, causing all the firms to earn less profit. You and your competitors are satisfied with the current situation, and you would like to see price stability. Competitors in this sort of market use non-price competition, such as advertising and product differentiation. If you stress high quality or prestige, a high price can support these goals. The products that customers perceive to be of high quality are more trusted, even if the prices are higher. Most consumers are willing to pay more if you offer something that creates consumer value. Recall, we defined consumer value as the subjective comparison of perceived benefits to perceived costs. If you give the consumer benefits they want, you can charge a higher price. Benefits can include things like making it easier to buy or use your product, or making sure your product arrives sooner. Whether it's bottled water, gourmet olive oil, designer jeans, luxurious bathrooms, Rolex watches, or Rolls-Royce automobiles, some consumers are willing to pay higher prices. If you offer quality and prestige, then a high-quality pricing objective may be appropriate for your firm. That's a look at pricing objectives.